Hey everyone, Sky here to discuss Happy Gilmore, starring Adam Sandler, Christopher McDonald, Julie Bowen, and Carl Weathers, and directed by Dennis Dugan. Now, I remember the popularity of this movie, but did I see it at the time? I cannot tell you too much about it, except I don't remember too much about it. So let's get into the movie, shall we? A rejected hockey player named Happy Gilmore, played by Adam Sandler, is also dumped by his girlfriend, and again, he's playing typical Adam Sandler, which this time is getting on my nerves, as well as his grandmother's house getting owned by the bank and moves in the retirement home where Ben Stiller manages it. And as he's moving her stuff out, Happy, as it turns out, can play golf and hits the golf ball very far and toughens up for next year's hockey practice until he meets a retired golfer named Chubbs, played by Carl Weathers from Rocky and Predator, you name it. Offers him money to play professional golf and says yes for his grandmother's house, and next day he goes to the golf tournament and plays and competes against Shooter McGavin, played by Christopher McDonald, as he learns as he has a competition. And my problem with is as a professional golfer wouldn't take this movie seriously. Hell, I don't play golf and I don't take this movie seriously whatsoever. After playing his first game of golf, he meets Virginia Bennett, played by Julie Bowen, who works with Shooter, is a common comedy girlfriend for any Sandler film. And I've seen this actress from a later work called Horrible Bosses, and I like the character she plays there a lot. I like the character she plays in that movie a lot more than the character she plays here. The next day, Happy goes to the next golf tournament without Chubbs, but instead hires a homeless man for caddy reasons, and plays another hell of a game. And honestly, this isn't realistic as a jerk like Happy golf professionally and making money off of it, acting like an ass. And the movie does a good job of portraying Sandler as a jerk, and I don't like him in this movie and any of the other characters for that matter. Shooter feels threatened by Happy as he's playing the game by the rules, and Happy takes Virginia on a date in an ice skating place. And the movie is falling for me to see Sandler as a professional golf player. It's failing for me to see Sandler as a professional golf player. For example, he plays Bob against Bob Barker, and a heckler hired by Shooter, and gets in a fight with Bob and gets suspended and gets in a Subway commercial and earn a little extra money and tries to buy the house back until he goes to the auction of his grandmother's stuff and finds out Shooter does also real estate and makes a deal with him. If he beats him the last tournament, he gets the house back if Happy wins, and if Shooter wins, Happy ditches the profession of golf, which really wasn't his game to begin with. And I buy that more than Sandler as a golf player. He convinces Chubbs to come back to working with him and practice the game of a little further. For example, tapping the ball like he should at the end of each game, and tests his temper. And the writing in these scenes are obviously careless. Absolutely careless, might I add. Happy tries to think about his Happy's place in order to calm down, which is Chubbs' advice. After Happy shows the alligator that attacked his hand a long time ago's head and accidentally gets Chubbs killed, and the next day is his funeral as well as the last tournament against Shooter, and his playing a winning game, even better than Shooter. And Shooter hires the same heckler as earlier in the film and gets bumped in his car and arrested, and Happy gets injured, and Happy is playing horribly, and after talking with his grandmother, and begins to play much better as he thinks of his happy things, and resurrected and plays much better, and he plays a 3-part finale, and Shooter gets in 3, and a TV tower blocks his shot. Happy plays on it and gets it in, which feels totally unrealistic as this is an Adam Sandler film. And Happy Gilmore gets his grandmother's house back. And this climax, as well as this whole movie, is very unrealistic, boring, predictable, unconvincing, and not funny. Now it's time for the rating. I'll give this movie a 3.6 out of 10. This is the most unrealistic movie I've ever seen. This movie is completely unconvincing as it's not funny, and the cast along with Adam Sandler are not good in their roles, including Carl Weathers. And why is he in this movie? I don't know. I just didn't laugh at this movie as I did not like it. So I'd like to thank you guys for joining me, and next week I will be back with The Wedding Singer. And until next time, zippity-doo!